Ooh.
We got a new intro. I said that last week, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Welcome to SeerNova Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2. We have J. Michael Miller. See, I said his full name. He gets every name. And Adam Barnhardt.
How's it going? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining us. Hey, I just realized, J. Michael Miller, are you using a phone? Is that why it's vertical?
Yeah.
If you rotate it sideways, does it rotate you sideways?
Yeah, I can do that.
Then you're not so tiny for us. Nice. Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, that way you don't look so tiny, because when it does the vertical one, it makes you just a wee little guy.
Cool. So,
nice.
Before we get into things, we'll start with J. Michael. I don't know why I had to say it so loud. Who are you and what do you do? And then
I'm J. Michael Miller. I'm a comic book writer and a group editor with Summit Comics. I've written Kate Cretaceous and The Healer's Blade and a couple other comics with Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales and Ignite Comics. And now the Twin Flames with Summit Comics, appearing in Summit Pinnacle #1.
Okay. And Adam.
Yes, Adam Barnhardt. I'm a writer, sometimes a letterer. I'm lettering Jay's story in Summit Pinnacle. I had a couple books out through Scout, and now I do mostly stuff for Summit.
Oh.
Where I'm also chief creative officer. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. But
what?
All things creative.
There we go. It says people are waiting, maybe in the Google Meet. So I wonder if Travis is actually in the Google Meet, but I doubt that he would be on.
He's always watching. That's the one thing I've learned.
Always lurking.
Because he could just message me. Oh, I'll just send you a link.
Did you actually put the podcast in there, or is it?
No, I just invited him because.
Oh, no, maybe it's just my my bots that listen.
Oh.
He's listening. I'll check it
out. Cool. So, Summit Publishing. You have a whole superhero universe, Summit universe. Why did you guys want to join and create a big universe thing?
Yeah. That is fun, right?
That's my exact reaction as well. No, it is kind of, and that's the thing. You get into indie comics, and one of the biggest pieces of advice is that you're not really supposed to write superhero comics, right? Because Marvel and DC are release 25 to 30 titles a week. I think it started out as a need or a desire of us, the partners. I think there's 18 of us now. That's not enough. I know I think we're aiming for like 75 just to make things really spicy. But wanting like a shared resources, I guess, because someone might be good with making graphics to put on a Kickstarter page, while someone else might be a better editor, and someone else might be a better person to throw in front of a podcast camera or something like that. I think that's where it initially started, and then it just kind of snowballed and was like, hey, what if we did a shared universe? And then what happens if we did superheroes?
See, I think that's why you guys are here, and Travis is hiding, because some people are good for podcasts. Some people are good.
No, Travis is the best podcaster God ever created. So I know he's watching that, so that's my opinion on it. Right?
Yeah. Plus, he's a two-time, nominated Ringo.
Yeah.
And also, it almost seems like you guys are putting like a puzzle piece, Image Comics together, in the sense of like everyone's separated but working together. Where like Image kind of brings some people in and then output stuff. So it's kind of an interesting way you guys are doing that. Is that any inspiration, like, from that, or is it just somebody who was like, I got an idea one day?
I mean, Jake could correct me. I think all of that stuff's kind of an inspiration. I'm looking at early Image and early Valiant and that type of stuff. We're not going to do, unless something happens drastically in the next however long, we're not going to do like the Skybound imprint or whatever, Top Cow or whatever Image is doing. But in the sense, we both want a shared universe, but also complete autonomy for all the creators to do whatever. And I think we have a working plan that allows us to balance that delicately. In our earliest marketing and press pushes, it was all about the pod storytelling or something. Like this year we're doing year one. And year one and year two might not be super, super connected. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I guess we're trying to tell stories the way easily consumable. Is consumable a gross buzzword? I don't, because people have the discussion around
digestible.
Yeah, digestible, easy to read. Look at someone like Mike Mignola. He's written comics for decades, and the entire time along, each Hellboy story is like a 2 or 3, maybe 4 issue story arc. And I think that's kind of where all of our mindsets are right now. One, as you guys both well know, comics are expensive as hell to make. But two, Hellboy's shown us that stories don't need to be 12 issue maxi series all the time. So I think we're going to. I think we found a decent enough plan to make this thing work.
Cool.
I'd agree.
Yeah, right now you have Pinnacle #1 on Kickstarter as like an anthology format. Why did you guys go ahead and like pick it as like an anthology instead of like launching it as like
a series of ash cans?
Yeah,
or a collection of comics or anything else?
I think that just came naturally, right, Jay? I mean, we all wanted to introduce our characters and not get super lore heavy at first.
Yeah,
I do think we're not supposed to call it an anthology.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more like a jumping on point, like DC All In, like several stories introducing new characters, similar to an anthology format, but not quite.
That's cool.
Right. And Jay's group editor on our like lead character, if you will, our flagship kind of character, Juna Maris. And there is framing story to Pinnacle involving her. She's kind of the catalyst that moves all of this this whole world forward. So yeah, it just serves as a nice launching point. I mean, we have something for everyone. We have straight on superheroes, capes and tights. We have, we get into mythology like Jay's Twin Flames. My character, Erebra, she's both mythology and Hellraiser-ish. So yeah, we're trying to scratch every itch we can, I suppose. No prescription needed.
Summit was or still is doing a talent search. What are like the qualities that you guys are looking for new creators that might want to like be offered to join?
The one thing I took away from that is how many stellar friggin' artists there are in the world. How many we had? I think we had 150 writer submissions.
We did.
A few to like 40, 50 some artist submissions. I can honestly say
some good stuff.
Didn't. Yeah, I mean, well, it was way big, for our first outing. I didn't know how to really wrap my mind around it. I personally did not see a submission that like I hated. Nothing made me like cry in disgust. so that's always a good sign, you know.
Like, got a low bar there.
I know. But I don't know. I mean, we had Jay was part of the reading group, I think. Then we have our directors, Marcus and Pete, and they looked at the art. You know, I trust the pros to handle that type of stuff, you know, because at the end of the day, art is subjective, but it's always good to have artists rate art instead of us lowly writers.
Cool. On Comic Book Resource, Adam said that Summit's storytelling is built so readers don't need decades of back issues to jump in. Do you think that's like a challenge for a shared universe, or you just, you know,
yeah, no. You know what's I mean,
It can be enriching.
It's I know.
It can also be intimidating.
Yeah, right. It's I mean, let's see. You know, I want this thing to last 10 years. And I think, like I said, you know, I think we have something. We want the stories in certain chunks. You know, like we're not doing Secret Wars type events, or it's not planned. You know, we're not doing King in Black. We're not doing like a line wide event. We're doing our events are going to be like subsequent pinnacles, I guess, where it's an OGN. I guess you can compare it to. And the events essentially confined to that, with naturally some crossover with other stuff. But you know, it's not. I'm sure we'll have like a reading order on the website sometime, but it's not going to be as dauntless as trying to read everything in Secret Wars or Crisis on Infinite Earths or any other major comic book event. You
know? What Summit character are you like most excited for like readers to get to know first? Like maybe not your character, it could be some other ones.
Like, what do you think will rope people in? Like, what do you think are gonna like of all the characters that are there? If I'm gonna enter this universe, which one do you think is gonna make me go, I want to learn more characters because of this one?
I think
I'll let Jay choose that one first. Trench? Nah, he took my answer. I should have won
it. Trench by Devin R. Scott is pretty unique. I really like the design and the art that's been coming in for it. And there's so many great characters, though, with great stories. It's hard to pick just one. I want to pick several.
It's funny. It's like it's hard to pick just one, but they both pick the same one.
No, yeah, right. No,
just like this much more.
But that's good to know, because really it's like, you know, no matter how much you really want everything to survive, it's like if you don't promote the Spider-Man, you know what I mean, you might lose all of the other ones just because of the sake of trying to give them all a fair shot, where it's like if something's going to hook someone into the universe, that's super important. So it's like if you guys both at the same time thought the same thing, like that's a huge deal. Like that should be the one that gets pushed above all else, because that will make other people read the other ones. And because that's happened to us, where plenty of people get one of our comics and they're like, okay, now I want to see the other ones. But it's only a couple of the comics that hook them, where the other ones might not hook them right off the bat.
Yeah, I think Trench is probably our most complete package. They're a sea monster from outer space that has a ray gun and is also like a hard-boiled detective, and it's just a combination of all things good in storytelling, and the design is so kick-ass. I think Pete Collins came up with that, if I'm not mistaken. That's a long time ago. That's like 6 months ago, you know, and it's been 5 years in those 6 months.
Yeah.
But no, Trench is awesome. Devin's killing it with what I've seen. Me selfishly, I would love taking a stab at Jay's Twin Flames. Jay can speak to it, but they're rooted in Egyptian mythology. And that's always been kind of like it's just so awesome, because those stories have been told for thousands and thousands of years, you know, and they're good ass stories. And that's why they've been told this long. And he's doing some super interesting stuff with both of those characters.
Thank you. I am excited for the Egyptian mythology too. I've been interested in it since I was a kid, and it also takes place in Las Vegas, where I was born. And so you're going to kind of have fun with a lot of different things.
Cool. Do you guys pull anything with your storytelling from like real life, like a lot of writers do, artists? Like for me, my stories, like there's characters in all of my comics that are, some of them, not all of them, are based on people that are in my life.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of them.
Yeah, well,
Like, oh, I really hate this guy. He's gonna be the bad guy.
you want to be the bad guys.
Yeah, no, I name all of my villains after people I hate. So if you notice a name in one of my comics, just committing atrocities, there's a reason why I named it. No, but yeah, I think all storytelling all comes from within. I think it was James Gunn said one time that he purposefully pushes himself to write every single day, no matter what mood he's in, just to see what kind of stuff comes out of that frustration or that procrastination or something like that. My first full-length Summit story, The Curious Case of Dr. Vane, is very much an example of that. My grandpa passed away due to dementia-related stuff, and the villain in Dr. Vane is a demon, but his only superpower, if you will, is burning memories or stealing your memories. And Dr. Vane just so happens to be the first person to figure out how to traverse the multiverse. So it's kind of an examination of dementia and mental illness and stuff like that through the lens of a gothic diesel punk type horror story. So it's absolutely very personal, and I think if you don't at least put some of your own body into it, it's going to result in a flat story and flat characters.
It sounds.
Were you saying that the guy that can get into memories is the one that's traveling dimensions, or like figured out how to do that?
So the guy who's getting his memories taken away is the one. Aldrich Vane, his name is. He's a like a Victorian-inspired philanthropist, billionaire, playboy philanthropist. Oh,
so he's losing his memories, and in doing so, figured out about the multiverse.
Correct. Yeah, I don't want to give too much.
Kind of a cool spin on it, because it's like it is one of those things that makes you think it's like, oh, like somebody in real life might have dementia, but it actually turns out it's because they're slipping into another universe.
And he creates his life goal, and the exact result of the life goal is quite literally coming face to face with the only thing across the multiverse that can take that away from him, and his ability to do all that and that kind of stuff. So it's I love the story. Obviously, I'm very impartial to it and super biased, but it's a pretty decent story. I'm not going to lie.
That's pretty cool. Now I wonder if my grandma is just like in the multiverse.
Right? Maybe.
Is that
I mean, my grandpa was a war veteran, so he could be blasting some demon into some multiversal demon into bits. Who knows? That's another story. Sergeant Rock by way of space or something.
And Jay, what about you? Any inspiration?
Yeah, I try to leave part of myself in everything that I do, and so with the twin flames, a couple kind of get powers at the same time and realize the closer that they get to each other, the more powerful they are. And so I've been married for quite a while. We've been together since high school, but we've had shaky times throughout, but it's gotten even better. And you just kind of learn, you do get more powerful the closer you get.
I like that. It's kind of like opposite of what was it? Was it Hancock? What was that one where what's that one where Will Smith's got superpowers and some other? It is Hancock, right? And like this other person also has superpowers, but they become vulnerable when they're near each other.
Yeah, him and Chris Rock. Yeah,
Chris Rock. But yeah, I like that idea though. Like just having like connected powers. It's kind of a cool story, and I like where you got that inspiration from. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I know you guys are just starting as like Summit, but if you could crossover with another indie superhero universe, do you have any in mind that you would want to do that with?
I have an idea. Should I go first or let Jay steal
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
answer again? The one indie superhero I absolutely need to get my hands on before I die is Exo Manowar. That's my one. I'm not sure if you guys would include Valiant in the whole indie discussion. But I really need to write Exo. Shadow Man would be a good consolation as well too. But I love the. I mean, we could go to the whole Malibu Ultraverse as well. Rune would be dope as hell. I don't know. But yes, Exo Manowar. I would love to write it. I would love to have Exo pop up in Summit. If Alien Books is listening, shoot a licensing fee our way and maybe we can negotiate.
I'm gonna go with Radiant Black. I think a little bit more modern, but it was kind of something I really latched onto when I was kind of switching over from writing like screenplays and TV to comics, and I really liked Radiant Black, especially the struggles at first, the first 3 or so issues.
That reminded me, I don't know if that's the one that has a cover that looks just like a cover. So I think it is Radiant Black. They have like this, maybe. There's a cover from some other comic book company, and it's literally my idea.
The one that matched Ink, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that matched our series Ink for the 3rd issue of Ink. And like, I didn't see this anywhere, I swear to God. And it was in my head. And then our artist drew it. And then I was like, oh. And then he saw it on Instagram. He was like, oh, well, now we got to change it. And it's literally like crows attacking a guy that's on a scarecrow cross thing. And I'm like, I don't know if that's Radiant Black, but it's some other comic that's...
I think Rogue Sun.
Maybe. But it looks sick. But I'm just like, oh, that would have looked awesome.
Yeah, somebody on a cross with crows around, and it's like,
yeah. But
Rogue Sun, also a great book too, man.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Great minds thing. So where do you guys see Summit Universe in like 10 years, 20 years, let's say 30 too?
Still around, hopefully. I mean, 30 years down the road, hopefully we have at least 30 comic books out. That's one a year. That's a good pace, right? Let's take it slow as smooth and smooth as fast, as the legendary Phil Dunphy once said. I don't know, man. I just want to make dope comics with some friends. And if we can make a dozen comics a year, that would be incredible. If we can do lots more, that's awesome as well. If we can get bought by Warner Brothers or Disney, cool. And then maybe I'll just buy Exo Manowar, But I just wanna make a couple of cool comics with some buddies.
Cool.
I would echo that.
Yeah. So, where can people find you? We'll go with Jay first.
On Kickstarter is where Summit Pinnacle's at right now, but I'm at Comics and Cosmos, so on different social media.
Cool. And Adam.
Yeah, no, my social media can only be found through www.readsumm.it/pledge. If you go to that one, your wildest desires await.
I feel like you should get like a nice short domain or URL you can send.
So that's the bad. I thought I was being smart by doing the whole readsummit.it thing, but then you have to explain to people that it's not a .com or something like that.
Honestly, one of the simple things that I definitely recommend marketing wise is to you can buy like a bunch of domains and just get one that's easy to remember and just have it redirect to the one that looks, you know what I mean, the readsum.it.
Right.
Like, so you because you can always like that's something I do when I do marketing for like QR codes is if I get a QR code on like a business card, I always make it a simple redirect link that I can send wherever I want. That way, if I'm at a specific event, I can make a specific landing page for that event. Or if I'm promoting a specific item right now, I can direct them to that item. But I definitely recommend that because, like, yeah, having to explain that every time, where you're like, all right, 1 second, it's like read summit, but it's more like readsum.it. And then what'd you say, /pledge?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I'm just saying it a few extra times because it's hard to remember. So then the folks at home.
There you go. I'm searching up a domain idea now. So
yeah, because like if you get a just a regular one, they're like $20 a year, and it's well worth the cost and the headache of missing out on potential customers, partners, whatever it might be that might come your way. So definitely recommend that.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, and everybody should go back Pinnacle and back Hospice. When does that come out? Hospice.
We're launching. So the Curious Case of Dr. Vane launches later this month. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, soon. Okay.
Cool.
Coming to a store near you soon.
Yes.
TBD.
TBD.
All right.
You like that joke too.
I'm waiting for you to pick up stand up just because, like, it's like, man, every single day, it's like gold over here. I'm just dropping it. So I live my dream as a stand up comedian, and I just bombed. I just think.
No, I can confirm you are huge with almost 2-year-olds, man. So keep the dream alive.
The dream alive. What was this? This was episode 2 of season 3. Thanks everyone for coming to SeerNova Podcast. We'll see you next time.